Good morning, students. Welcome to BSc 1 Zoology class. So, in the last class, we were discussing the classification of phylum Ascalmanthus. The next part of phylum Ascalmanthus is life history of Ascaris lumbricoids. Life history of Ascaris lumbricoids. So, Ascaris lumbricoids is commonly known as roundworm. Roundworm. Okay? Roundworm. So let us discuss its life history, life cycle. So comparatively, life cycle of this Ascaris lumbricoid is very simple. It is monogenetic. It has only one host. It completes its life cycle in only one host. Therefore, it is called as monogenetic. So, let us discuss the systematic position of Ascaris lumbricoid. Systematic position of Ascaris lumbricoid. So, Ascaris lumbricoid belongs to phylum Ascalmanthus, class Nematoda, order Ascaroidea, genus Ascaris, species lumbricoids. So this is about the systematic position of Ascaris lumbricoid in phylum Ascalmanthus. So Ascalmanthus phylum has 5 different classes we already discussed. The first class, Nematoda, includes this Ascaris lumbricoid. Okay. Let us discuss habit and habitat in brief. Habit and habitat in brief of Ascaris lumbricoid. So it is endoparasite. Ascaris lumbricoid is showing its endoparasitic life. It is present in the intestine of man, small intestine of man. It lives inside the small intestine of man. Okay, therefore it is called endoparasite. It is present inside the body of host. So its host is human beings, man. Okay, cosmopolitan distribution. Its occurrence is everywhere. Everywhere in all continents, its occurrence is seen. Therefore, cosmopolitan in distribution, widely distributed. Its occurrence is found in all continents, everywhere in the world. Okay, so cosmopolitan in distribution, commonly found in children. Most commonly, it is found in children than in adults. In children, usually children pass their fecal matter outside the toilets. Okay, so they are playing with soil. Soil may contain eggs of Ascaris lumbricoid. They may enter their digestive system along with food. They may not wash the hands after defecation. Because of contaminated water, contaminated food, children may get infected by these worms. So commonly its occurrence is seen in children than in adults. Nutrition. What type of nutrition can be seen here? Nutrition is holozoic, animal-like. It sucks the partly digested food from the small intestine of man. Later on, it would be digested inside their digestive system. So, digestive system in Ascaris lumbricoid is complete. It has 2 openings. One is mouth, another is anus or cloaca. Okay? Holozoic. Then it produces anti-enzymes. Yes, this is very important. Anti-enzymes. I told you the Ascaris lumbricoid is an endoparasite. It is an endoparasite. It lives inside the small intestine of man. So in order to survive itself from the effect of the enzymes produced by host. Host produces enzymes which kill these parasites. But these parasites, what they do, they produce anti-enzymes to protect themselves from the enzymes of host animals. Okay, so host animals enzymes effect is stopped. It is prevented by producing anti-enzymes by the parasite itself. Okay, so thus, in order to protect itself, it produces anti-enzymes against the enzymes of host. Sexual dimorphism, yes. In case of Ascaris lumbricoid, sexual dimorphism is well distinct. Okay, it can be easily seen externally. Male is smaller than female. Female is longer than male. So ventral part of the posterior end of the male has curve. It is curved on its ventral side to form hook-like structure. Okay, so this is male and this one is female. Posterior end of the male is turned. It is turned ventrally to form hook-like structure. It is smaller than female. Yes, yeah. So the female length is about 20 to 41 centimeter, whereas male length is about 15 to 31 centimeter. Thus, male is smaller than female. Okay, it can be easily identified by the presence of hook-like structure on its posterior end in males. Such hook-like structure is absent in female. Okay, so thus the sexual dimorphism can be easily identified. Okay, then only sexual reproduction takes place. Only sexual reproduction, no asexual reproduction. Sexes are separate, male and females are separate. They have well developed reproductive systems. They are able to produce male and female gametes. They can copulate and produce eggs in which the embryo develops. So thus they show sexual reproduction, no asexual reproduction. Clear? So this is about the brief introduction of Ascaris lumbricoid with its systematic position in their classification and the habitat. So in the next part we shall study the male and female reproductive systems in Ascaris lumbricoids. Okay, let us discuss the male and female reproductive system in Ascaris lumbricoid. So this is the male reproductive system and this one is female reproductive system. So let us discuss the male reproductive system in Ascaris lumbricoid. So this is the male reproductive system. If you cut open the body of the Ascaris lumbricoid, male Ascaris lumbricoid, it would be looking like this. This is intestine. And the cavity is their body cavity called pseudocele. This pseudocele is having single male gonad, single testis is there. This is testis. Testis is very thin, long, tubular, thread-like structure. Testis, single testis is there. This testis continues posteriorly to form vas deferens. Vas deferens opens into seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle opens into cloaca through esophageal duct. This is the esophageal duct. So, with the help of esophageal duct, the sperms that are produced in testis are entering into cloaca from the cloaca to the exterior. To the exterior means into the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. So the cloaca or its cloacal aperture. This is what cloacal aperture. See, look here. This is cloacal aperture. So dorsal to the cloacal aperture, penial setae is there. There are two penial setae. Penial hair-like structures are there. So this is the ejaculate duct. This is intestine. Intestine and ejaculate duct open into the cloaca. This is cloaca. Common aperture. Common chamber. This is known as cloaca. This cloaca opens to the exterior through cloacal aperture. Okay. So when this cloaca of the male comes in contact with female gonopore, the setae are everted with the help of spicule, protractor and retractor. They are everted, and these setae help in opening up of female gonopore. As a result, the opening of the cloaca of male faces the opening of female gonopore. So when these two are closed, when they come in contact with each other, the male ejaculates. It releases sperms into the female gonopore. Through the female gonopore, the sperms enter into female reproductive system of the female worm. So this is about the male reproductive system in brief. Male reproductive system. Clear? So this one is female reproductive system. Female reproductive system possesses two ovaries. Two ovaries are there. So most of the posterior part of the body cavity is filled with gonads. Two ovaries. This side. Two ovaries. Here also ovaries are very thin thread-like structures. Ovaries produce ova. Testes produce sperms. So ovaries, two elongated ovaries are there. They are coiled around the uterus. This is what uterus, the widened part. Ovary open into uterus. So this uterus, both uteri join here to form. This is vagina. So through this, it opens outside called female gonopore. On its ventral side, or it's also called as vulva. Okay, these two are uteri filled with eggs. They are containing eggs. Eggs are here. Okay, so this is about female reproductive system. Female reproductive system composed of two ovaries, two oviducts, two uteri, one common vagina, and female gonopore. Clear? So next what happens, copulation. Male and females are, united. Male releases male gamete into the female genital tract. Now I told you, with the help of penial seta, the female gonopore is opened, and from the this ejaculates contracts. As a result, the sperms that are present in the seminal vesicle are released to the exterior, and from here they enter into female gonopore during copulation. Okay. Now sperms are entering here in the uterus, vagina and uteri, where the eggs are present. So there fertilization takes place. After fertilization, zygotes are formed. Zygotes are covered by egg case, right? And they undergo molting 1 or 2 times. Then these eggs are laid inside the lumen of intestine, and these eggs are passed out of the host body through fecal matter. Okay, that we'll see it in the next video. Thank you.